All right, great Wednesday morning, one. Hope you're doing well. It's Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, in with our 15 minutes mastery we do each and every day, coming in to get you some information, inspiration, and motivation to get your day started off on the right foot. So yeah, today is Wednesday, and before anything, hey, want to really just take a moment real quick. Let me get this out of the way. For all our friends in Florida area, all our not just clients but friends, they're all friends of ours. We want to let you know that you're in our thoughts and our prayers. May God be with you. You guys be safe. Storms hitting later tonight out in your area, and man, we feel terrible and wish you guys all the best. Please be safe and take care of yourselves out there. Okay. Um, but as we get started with the day, for those of you that are with us, this is episode number 343. Can you believe at the end of the month on Halloween, it'll be 1 year straight, 7 days a week that we have come in here to bring you 15 minutes to mastery, to be able to help you get started on the right foot, get you focused, because we know life comes at you hard. There's always problems, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your business, man, there's always something. So we want to make sure that we're getting you started with something that's going to at least get you focused in on great possibilities. And today we're continuing with our theme of professional development, why professional development is important in the manufactured home industry, not just everywhere else. And we're talking about a changing market. Things change all the time. Financing plans, homes, programs, software, everything. And so we've got to be able to adapt to that changing market. And John C. Maxwell writes, change is inevitable, growth is optional. Change is inevitable, growth is optional. Are you willing to grow, or are you just going to stay stagnant and let the market change around you? And now think about this. Think about when you've gone to go buy something yourself, and maybe you ran across a salesperson that you just felt like, man, are you really going to just talk about the same things that you guys have been talking about the last 5, 10 years, using whether it's at a department store or whether it was when you were car shopping? I don't know. Just think of the last time you've gone to buy something where there was a salesperson involved, and imagine that they were just repeating the same lines that they've been using over the last 5 to 10 years, not really talking about anything new. Well, you just feel you lose all credibility, right? Or they would lose all credibility with you. And that's what happens today with too many housing consultants, community managers, where they feel like, man, I've been in this business 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 30 years. And that's just what we've done, and never really take the time to adapt and grow. And things do change. Take a look at your inventory right now. Look at the homes that are coming in that are newer models, and look at the technology within them. Look at the new designs of them. Look at the new products that are in them, how they're constructed differently than they were even 5 years ago. So the product changes. The financing changes all the time. There's different programs, different qualifications, different things that can help get a potential buyer the financing that they need, right? The way the homes are installed are different. The way that they're transported. Look at the equipment that's used nowadays as opposed to what was used even 5, 10 years ago, right? So everything changes, but yet we want to feel that on the sales side, we're not going to grow. We're not going to learn. Do you think that these homes change by themselves, or do people actually put thought into this? Do they actually do research? Do they actually grow and change and develop new ways of doing these things? Everybody has to put in the work to evolve, to innovate, to grow, and we're no different. And that's what we talk about this morning, is the growth and the adapting to the changing markets. It's important that you're able to do so, right? Because here's the thing, buyers, they're growing. Buyers are doing their homework. Buyers come in, they already know a lot about the product or a lot about the financing. Okay. And so they've done their research. They know these details. And so if you're not staying up to date, you risk becoming obsolete. You should be 2 steps ahead, not just of your boss, but you should be 2 steps ahead of your clients or your potential buyers, right? So our role as a consultant has shifted. Now we're not just providing information, we have to interpret that information. We have to break it down for them. We have to be able to explain to them so that they can remove all doubts, insecurities, and get the information that they need. And those high performers understand that they need to offer insights that go beyond what's available online. So if you can see it online, so can your buyer. So what you need to do is I've always discussed this before, right? If you're going to bring something up to a client, if you're going to feature something, I always tell you, ask yourself the question, so what? So that you can think beyond just the obvious. In other words, in this case, if you're going to go online to research some things and you're reading something about a new way of construction, about a new finance program, now you got to read that, understand it, and then ask yourself, so what? How can I use this and break it down even further for my clients so that they see me as the true professional consultant, not just some guy that knows the same thing that they know? You've got to take it a step further, right? And personalize that buying experience based on their needs. And so when you're adapting to the markets, because the market's constantly changing, whether it's because of the economy, inflation, or whatever's going on, right? In manufactured homes, those shifts in the economy, you've got new HUD regulations, right? And the changes to the HUD code that just happened a few weeks ago. Do you know about them? Do you know what they are? Do you know how it applies to you selling homes? Do you know how it applies to your buyer and how they get affected by these new HUD changes? Or have you not even taken the time to look that up because you're still doing things the same way, right? Customer expectations are everything. And so you've got to stay adaptable, because what worked even last year is not going to work today. And so those high performers, they thrive on that adaptability, right? Those top housing consultants, they're continuously evolving their approach. They're changing the way they do things. They're agile, they're mobile. And when you're able to pivot your strategies quickly, you're always open to learning about the new markets, the new trends, the new technologies that are going to give you an edge, right? And speaking of technology, social media, reviews, virtual tours, your customers are making their buying decision way before they even come and look at your location. That's why I tell everybody, when somebody walks in the door, they're not coming in to say no. They're coming in to find out if you're the person they're going to say yes to. They've already said yes because they've done their research. They already made their decision because they can go online and look at everything. They can look at homes. They can look at different financing lenders, and they can find out about the homes and the products and everything. So they've already made up their mind that they will buy one of these homes. That's why they're going to a community. That's why they're going to your retail location. They're just trying to decide, without even knowing it, they're just trying to decide if you're the one that they're going to buy it from. So when you stay ahead of the market, when you are able to use this technology, when you're able to improve and educate yourself and engage and build that trust with your buyers, and you use these tools, you're able to just make even that much more of an impact. That's why I stress all the time, marketing, your personal marketing, you've got to be out there. They've got to see you posting your ads, doing your videos, informing people so that you are the person that they want to come and meet with. When you can do that for yourself, that sets you apart, right? So when we're talking about all this, right, you can either be stuck in the past or you can move forward with a new era. Too many housing consultants, too many community managers, too many people on the sales side of things, from general managers to sales managers, that they rely on outdated practices. They're assuming that buyers can still be persuaded by that old school tactics, right? But the high performers understand that clinging to those old methods, all it leads to is stagnation. And when you stop growing, and let's say, man, every year you've sold around the same amount of houses. Great job. Congratulations. You're making your income. Hey, I've made the same amount of income the last 3 or 4 years. Fantastic. Guess what? You're getting passed up every day. Just because you're trying to maintain, there's everyone else who's eating your lunch and passing you up. You feel good because you're comfortable. You're complacent, and you're just looking around you, and I'm taking care of. I'm making the same amount I made last year. Yeah. While others have passed you up, while others have doubled their income. So new skills for a new era. You've got to develop them, whether it's digital marketing, understanding the market trends, using data, whatever it is. That's what you've got to do in order to set yourself apart, right? So the top 5 ways that you can adapt to a market. First and foremost, you got to stay informed about the market trends. You've got to know what's going on out there. You've got to know what's new with the product, what's new with the financing, what's new with the installation, what's new with deliveries, what is new in our industry. Again, real quick, HUD code changed. Do you know about it? Do you know what the changes are? Do you know how it applies to the homes and how it applies to your buyers? Have you discussed it at all? Okay. Just a little example. And embracing technology and digital tools, man, there's so much out here right now that will make you more efficient, more effective. And that's how people are operating. And if you're still relying on the old school stuff and thinking, well, this is how we've always done it, your buyers are 10 years ahead of you. And they're expecting you to be able to communicate with them in a certain way and do business a certain way. And you're trying to force them to go this way. And believe me, they're going to keep searching until they find that person that they're comfortable with. So you've got to embrace technology and the new digital tools. Obviously, investing in continuous learning, continue to grow, continue to learn more and more, always feeding yourself, feeding your mind so that you become the authority in manufactured home sales. And you got to personalize the buying experience. You've got to slow down and you've got to engage. You've got to be an active listener. You've got to be there with them. When you're just trying to pitch and sell as opposed to understand and relate, that's when you struggle. That's when you struggle. So if you find yourself in a rut, if you find yourself maybe falling behind, if you find yourself where you don't want to be, it's because something needs to be adjusted. And lastly, you've got to develop agility and flexibility. Key point. I don't care if you've been in this business 1 year or 30 years. You have to be flexible and you have to be agile. You have to be willing to pivot because not every deal is going to go the same. You already know that, but you're trying to force every deal to go along the same path each and every time, and that does not work. Every time there's a new issue, a new problem, and you've got to be willing to make the extra phone call, dig a little deeper, make an extra trip to whatever needs to be done. But no, when you stay stuck in your ways, you suffer. And all it takes, folks, is us being willing to adapt to the new markets. That's where it is. That's where it's going. That's where it's been. And it's going to continue to evolve and continue to grow. And you need to stay 2 steps ahead. If you can do that, you're going to find your trajectory, your production, your sales, your income will all continue to increase year over year. But you just need to do your part. And if there's any way that we can help you here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, please reach out. That's what we want to do. We want to help you take your life, your business, your career to a whole new level. So you guys have a great Wednesday. Get on out there, do your thing today, and set yourself up for a great rest of the week. We'll talk again tomorrow morning. We could come back in, continue on with personal development. But until then, folks, as always, I can't wait to meet you.